Stupid Dallas.
That's right.
Frank. Who get him? I give him anything. I give him the whole world. And he says this.
Let's go back.
Ugh.
Before 2000.
That's the power of love.
How old were you in 2000?
I was 12.
Wow.
I was 12. Yeah, and I was having a major anxiety attack about the end of the world.
Sure. Yeah.
Like the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse were coming.
That's right, yeah.
And they weren't stopping. They weren't having mercy on my soul, that's for sure.
Boy, how silly we were to think something as simple as a computer date could throw off the entirety of the universe.
Well, my fear had nothing to do with technology crash. It just that date was just significant enough for the Lord to just send his hordes.
God, you're on that train, right?
Yeah.
Sweet.
I was right with the old men on the street corner with their signs. The end is nigh. What's happening, party people? Welcome to Punch More Party. My name is Daniel. This is Father Greg, and we're doing another top 10 list.
Yeah.
We were just at church game night, and I looked at Dallas, and I said, Dallas, you get to choose any video topic, and Father Greg and I will go home right now, and we'll record it. And what did he say, Father Greg?
He said the top 10 games that were made before the year 2000.
What a load of garbage. What kind of list is this?
Yeah, I feel like the early 2000s, if we were doing early 2000s, there's some good games in there.
Yes.
Before that, it's a little bit rough.
But you know what? It did surprise me.
There are some good games.
So we do have some good games to talk about, party people. Don't turn off the channel.
That's right.
Stay with us. We got some good things to talk about.
No, this was like a trip down memory lane.
Yeah.
A lot of these games, I was like, this game, maybe I don't play it as much right now, but man, this game was good. I really enjoyed playing this.
Well, and a lot of games have gotten reprints and stuff, so they don't look like they're that old.
Mm-hmm.
When you take the game off the shelf. So it was just I didn't realize this was that old.
That's right.
So that was neat too, to discover that. So these are our top 10 games. And because this was Dallas recommended, I've been thinking, party people, here's the email for the channel. punchboardparty@gmail.com. You start sending in your video ideas, we'll start doing it.
Wow.
This can be this can be party people driven punchboard party. Punchboard We're just going to make it happen.
PPPPP.
So
party people driven PPDPP. Punchboard party driven punchboard party.
Party people driven punchboard parties. Party people punchboard parties. PPPPP.
The PPPs.
Without any further ado, Father Greg, start us off with your 10th best game before the year 2000.
Okay. This is a game about flicking discs. Do you know what it is?
I know exactly what this is. It's the 1876 classic.
It's not.
Oh, it's not.
It's PitchCar.
You played PitchCar.
Yeah.
I didn't know you played PitchCar.
We played PitchCar at Mary and Dallas's wedding.
Wow. Who had PitchCar?
They had a big table and they had PitchCar. No, I think one of their friends had it. And so they had a big several tables and a big PitchCar arena set out, and we played a 6 or 8 player game of PitchCar.
Okay.
And it's just fun in a box. Yeah, you're just flicking a little disc and just going around corners and trying not to. If you flick too hard, you go out the terrain, and that's bad. If you.
So it's just flicking.
It's just flicking. Yeah, it's just a race around a big track. You got several tables lined up, and you're just flicking the thing. But if you if you go too far, there's barriers, but if you go fast enough, you'll flip over the barriers. So, you kind of have to weasel your way.
You'll pitch over the barrier.
But sometimes if you get it right, you can bank around the corners. If you really, if you hit that corner just right, you can whee.
Did you do any good at this?
It was fun, yeah.
But did you, how do you win? You just get across the finish line?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just each player takes a turn and just flick your disc and
whoever crosses that finish line first wins.
Yeah. Fun game.
Why not?
And you can do whatever, 3 laps, 2 laps, whatever.
Yeah, sure. Want, but. This was you know how when I get a hold of a game, I play it a few times, I'm bringing it wherever I go, and I play it quite a bit, and you're always jack-jawing about how I'm playing it too much or whatever. Well, this was that game when I was really early in the hobby. Survive.
Whoa!
I played a lot of Survive back in the day, and so when I saw this on this list, this is 1982.
Yeah!
This is 1982. And I didn't realize it was that old, but because I got like a reprinted version or whatever. But like the graphic design on this game is awful. Like the tiles are just like it's like someone took a picture of foliage and just pasted it onto the back of these tiles. You know what? The meanness of this game, just the ability that you could just sort of like go after somebody, tip their ships over.
Yeah.
Eat a shark, get a shark to eat them. There's some high intensity fun. You can play this a couple of ways where like either you know the numbers on the bottom of your guys or you're not allowed to look at them or something. So there's a couple ways you can play this, but just a simple puzzle of trying to get different pointed meeples to safety. And at some point, depending on the version you're playing, you're not sure whether you're getting your like 5 point or you're getting your 1 point to safety. That's a fun little mechanism there. So Survive, I'm still giving good points here, but mainly for just the sort of jump out of your seat moments that it can create.
I saw this game on there, and this is a game that I've wanted to play for a long time.
You still haven't played it, okay?
Never played Survive, but I saw it and I was like, man, I should put that on my list. Speaking of, the next game is a game that I've never played. But
you have a game you've never played on this list?
Yeah.
What rules are you playing by? Dallas has first given us this horrible list to do, and now you're just breaking all the rules.
But I'm confident. I have great confidence. I've played a number of other games in this series, but they didn't all come out, before 2000. So I played some of the post-2000 games, but there's two that came out before, and that's Zerts and GIF. And
is this like friggin'?
This is like the GIF series, so like Yinch is part of it, Czar, Devon.
You're not
like
you can't,
all of those games.
You can't suppose that these games are good.
No, they're good. They're good. I guarantee Zerts is fine. I've never played it, but like all of the rest are good. They're all just like abstract strategy games. I'm confident that I would love either Zerts or GIF.
Wow. I want to prove you wrong. I want to get these games. I want to play them with you.
One day I will.
Wrong you are.
I think this is like maybe the only two I haven't played, but
right, that's true. I've played more than I've wanted to of these games because they've been in your collection. The one. I was trying to avoid putting this on my list, but in order to be honest, I couldn't.
Okay.
So Catan makes the list.
Wow.
Catan makes the cut. Listen. All y'all who want to hate on Catan, that's fine. I'm with you. I want to hate on it too. I really get frustrated by the fact that the dice really determine quite a bit here. I get frustrated by how heavy the luck can be. I can understand why we want to kind of lambast it and say that's no good. But you know what? This game has been on people's tables for so long, so often, for a reason. And when I was trying to kind of choose between Crokinole and Catan, I was like, really, when push comes to shove, if you said you can only choose one of these two games to play, I'm still playing Catan.
Yep.
Because I get to hold some cards in my hand. I get to look at, some regions that I might want to, like, build next to, that'll probably get rolled often enough. I could probably get to hedge your bets a bit. You get to go racing after a longest road, try and stay ahead of people. You get to sort of say, hey, give me some sheep, said no one ever.
That's right.
But, you know what? It got a lot of merit. So Catan makes the list.
Nice.
Number 9.
That's a good choice. For sure. Without Catan, I mean, even just the historical value of it, let alone the fact that it's been played 18 bajillion times.
That's right.
But for sure, yeah. My next game is a deduction game published by Days of Wonder. It's one of the only board games I've ever found written in Latin. Wow. And that's Mystery of the Abbey.
There you go.
Mystery of the Abbey is a delightful deduction game with a ridiculously silly, overlay with,
Right.
Yeah, just kind of absurdity.
It's weird monks that would never dress like that.
That's right. With 3 different orders of monks that are all living in the same monastery.
Right.
The Templars, the Franciscans, and the Dominicans all living under the same roof. One of them's killed.
We know how far-fetched this is.
And for some reason, you have mass like 6 times a day.
Yeah, that's right. They meant like Vespers, I think.
That's
like,
right. That's right. Yeah, exactly. At the end of the day, you like.
But they were like mass. Mass. It's like, whoever this is, they don't know what's going on.
Right. But it's a great game. It's a lot of fun, especially if you're just playing like a light.
I've wanted to play this for quite some time. Mm-hmm. That'd be fun with the right group. I think that'd be really fun. Okay, next on my list, this is just a barrel of fun. This Can't Stop. And so you're just rolling dice, and you're filling spots on your kind of tracks. Yeah. And then at a certain point, it's getting less and less likely that you'll be able to roll dice of spots that are already filled. Mm-hmm. And you're trying to make it up high on these tracks. There's a bunch of tracks. Some get filled quicker than others.
That's right.
And you're trying to move your way up. And it's pure luck. Like, this fits into a similar category as Strike Wood or something like that. Mm. But you can't deny the thrill of rolling some dice when you shouldn't.
That's right.
You shouldn't. You should stop.
That's right.
But you can't stop.
It's push your luck and it's fun.
You can't stop. And so you do. And then it works out. Mm-hmm. That feeling. I think that's why we were put on this earth. The good Lord was just like, you got to feel this feeling.
That's right. Except most often you don't.
That's right.
Most often.
You should have stopped.
I must have missed this game. Okay. Me and Mary in Dallas played this game a lot over the pandemic. Okay. Like on like Board Game Arena, just like a really quick, easy thing. There was some shouting though. Like this game caused this game caused some aggravated misery. But it was delightful.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. This is 1980.
Wow. Yeah, wow. That's a classic. Cool. Well, my next game is not much more recent than that, 1982. And this is a game that my family played a lot of cards growing up. We played like every card game. And also we got this game. I don't know if we got it in 82. No, we didn't. We got this, I don't know, like 90-something. Right. But like this game became one of our family favorites. We played this game a ton. And that's the game Sequence.
Okay.
So Sequence has like a board with 2 decks of cards. Yeah. And so they're just kind of all spaced out on this board. So like there's 2 King of Hearts and 2 Ten of Diamonds and whatever. And you have a hand of cards. And you just play a 10 of diamonds, and you put a disc on one of the 10 of diamonds.
Yeah,
and your goal is to get 5 in a row. And jacks can do weird things. Some jacks allow you to put things on. Some jacks let you take things off.
Okay.
But it's basically just like you're just trying to play like tic-tac-toe. You're trying to get like 5 in a row any which way and trying to get in each other's way. If you see somebody else is making a row, you try and intercept them if you got the right cards.
Yeah.
And I've played this game many, many, many times with my family. Still, I've even gone over to like parishioners' houses and they have it. And they're like, yo, play. I'm like, yeah, sure. It's great.
You know what? I totally forgot about this. I played this a long time ago.
Okay.
Didn't see it on the list. But this has something going for it in that it's a slick design. Mm-hmm. You know, like it's a little convoluted to look at because you got all these options here. But just the fact there's a bunch of spaces on the board. You got a bunch of cards that correspond to these spaces. Mm-hmm. You can only claim what you got. And you make the best out of it.
Yeah.
That's fun. That's fun.
Yeah.
All right, next on my list. So this is a game I talked about a while ago. We played it, probably within the last year. But Medici.
Wow, yeah.
Medici. This is a solid game of moving up tracks. It's essentially a track pusher where you are first auctioning to get cards of different colors, and then when you've acquired these cards of different colors, they'll allow you to move up that particular color track and make things more beneficial for you when you're working with that color and that kind of thing. Give you discounts and all this sort of stuff. Very simple, but very, very good because there's kind of 2 things at play. There's the thrill of just kind of pushing forward in that particular one color that you're really working at. Mm-hmm. And then there's the whole idea of the auction just works really neat. It's a neat auction that I can't really remember what makes it unique. But
there was a number of games going down this list that I was like, these are games that I definitely have wanted to play for some time. And Medici was one of those that I've never played, but I was like, that and like Raw, some other games.
Yes, I want to play Raw. The new edition is out or almost out.
Okay.
You know, Tool Art, people are going crazy.
Yeah.
So Medici, just good fun. Like, this game really impressed me when I played it.
Next game, this is a game about buying and selling shops in the district of Chinatown.
Hey-o!
It's Chinatown.
It's
1999. But what a year.
What a year
that was. The year Chinatown came out, man. It's just, this game is slick. I mean, it's just, of course there's luck. Of course you can be dealt 6 properties that all touch right from the beginning.
That's right.
Or you can just, randomly end up with 6 laundromats or whatever. But like, the idea of like trading and negotiating and trying to figure out like what's going to be better. Is it better to get a little 3 district of 3 like fish shops or whatever? And it's not going to give me as much money, but like I can finish it right away, or do like I work at this laundromat that maybe I might not be able to finish right away, but might pay off more in the long run.
Right.
It's kind of a nice tension.
I'll tell you, the best thing about this game, hands down, is the first time you play it. And you sit down and someone says, okay, I dealt you some business tiles, I dealt you some property cards, and we're just going to start playing. And you can trade anything you want for anything.
That's right.
Just open trade. And just the feeling of equal parts excitement and dread that flow over you when you realize that your play of this is totally determined by the other people around this table. And what they're willing to let you get away with, or what they're going to squash, or what they can get away with.
That's right.
Oh, yeah. There's no game that does this better at making the game completely dependent on the play group.
That's right. Yeah, I agree.
And that's just great. All right, but do you know what's better? That's not true.
Tell me about it.
It's not true.
Somebody's got it coming up later on.
Yeah. But, just for the sake of argument,
sure.
What's better?
Tell me what's better.
Guillotine.
Yes. Absolutely. Guillotine is better.
Okay, so Guillotine just has a real soft spot in my heart. Here's what I love about Guillotine. Guillotine is a very simple concept where you have different heads in a row, and they're worth different valued points, and you're trying to collect these heads to get the most points. But how you collect a head is you collect the card that's at the end of the row next to the guillotine at the end of your turn. Now you have another separate hand of cards that just do all sorts of zany, weird, wicky-wacky things. And you're just moving, move the third card from the guillotine up to the guillotine, or swap, or just pick up the whole card row and shuffle them and lay them back out, or whatever the case may be. And that's just a good time. I recently played Beastie Bar, which does a similar kind of thing.
Okay.
But I think I like Guillotine much better. It's just a little more zany, a little bit more... Right. When all you're doing is just moving things around, who needs control?
That's right.
Who needs control? What are you looking for? You want something more strategic? Play Carnegie.
That's sure. Yes, that's
okay.
That's different. But yes, I get your point.
But if you don't want to play Carnegie, play Guillotine.
No, for sure. When I was going down the list and I saw Guillotine, I was like, well, that's make a dance list.
Yeah. Certainly.
For sure.
Certainly. Well, what is it? 1998.
Yeah.
Squeezed in.
Great game. The next game on my list is a game that I just recently played, but that is Lost Cities.
Yeah.
I was
so pumped that you played that too.
Yeah, Lost Cities played, and yes, it's a very good game. 2 players, head to head. I like that. Yeah. Like it's seamless. It's very like straightforward. If you've got the 9, that means I don't have the 9.
Right.
And like I've got not complete information, but it's like as the game unfolds, like I know. I'm like, well, okay, this is my best. This has got to be my best play because like the 9's not out there, so I guess we're following up with the 10.
That's right.
And so yeah, just that idea of like even just like a little bit of like hedging your bets. Well, gee, what's he going to play? Is he going to start yellow? Or is he not? Is he just going to keep feeding me yellow cards? Or at some point is he going to decide he needs to start his own expedition?
That's right. Yeah, so the core conceit of this game that's just brilliant is you have to play a card, and if you don't want to be playing on your rows, then you got to discard, and then you got to draw a card out.
Right.
And just putting things out there for other people to snag up, and you can when you draw up from either the discard piles or from the top of the deck.
That's right. Yeah.
And oh boy, just that, like, such a simple idea. And one of the first games, I think, that did this, of you're, like, knowingly putting things into availability that other people need.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Kill Dr. Lucky.
Yes. The game, I was like, that's going to be on Dad's list. For sure.
So here's the thing, party people. Is Kill Dr. Lucky a good game? Barely.
Right?
Is Kill Dr. Lucky one of my favorite games of all time? Yeah.
Damn right it is.
Yeah. So the thing is like, I do make it clear that the Paizo edition is what gets this acclaim for me. The newer edition doesn't cut it. The Paizo edition, the art, the vibe, just the way that they kind of designed the house, it just looks beautiful. It's a very pleasing to the eye game to play. And it has this wonky rule where you could just follow Dr. Lucky from room to room, keep on trying to make murder attempts, keep on poking him in the eye, keep on getting your contempt up, getting all angry. You can chain your moves together. They kind of cut out that rule in the new edition, and I was like, bah, to heck with y'all.
Interesting.
So no, I just really get a kick out of Hot Potato the board game.
Right.
You're essentially just finding yourself as best you can in situations where you're in a room alone with Dr. Lucky and no one else has line of sight to get to you. And that's kind of fun to try and manage that. And it's not easy to manage it, but you can make it work. And then it's all about, I make the murder attempt, and let's see if people have enough luck cards to play to foil my attempt. But then there's the cool little layer beyond that of pushing your luck a little bit. Because you might want to keep some of your luck cards to yourself for another time. And so you might count on another player providing for the luck cards to foil the attempt. So that you can kind of save some for yourself.
That's right. Yeah. You don't want to spend all your luck cards right away.
Oh, man. Cool.
Yeah.
It's cool.
The only game that comes with a hat in the box, that is Scotland Yard.
What?
Yeah. Scotland Yard, the premier hidden movement game. Traveling around by taxis, by buses, or by subways. That's all you say is I took a bus move.
Okay.
And they, like, the buses can only, they may know where you were 2 moves ago, but they know you took a bus.
Yeah.
And so that means you had to go down a blue line. So it's like, okay, well, he's got to be in one of these 3 spots,
Nice.
And yeah, it's just about all the other detectives kind of eventually narrowing in on you and trying to figure out where you've been. But for some reason, the police only have a certain amount of, like, they can only move by bus, like, so many times. Like, for some reason, Scotland Yard, like, only has a certain number of bus tickets. Like, they can't just, like, commandeer a bus. So, like, police is, like, hopping on the bus and giving the bus attendant his bus pass. To, like, ride on the public metro. That's funny. But, yeah, it's just a great game. Really fun. For 1983 when this game came out. Yeah,
brilliant.
Like, an outstanding design.
Okay, so this is from one of my favorite designers, Wolfgang Kramer.
Yeah.
6 Nimmt.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
Now what I was thinking you were saying. Wow, 6 Nimmt.
6?
Wow.
Nimmt.
Hot dog.
So, okay, as far as small box card games go, this is, like, pretty special. It's funny, I haven't played many of these games for a while, so I'm just, like, trying to remember them. Because I just remember it being very cool. Where it was just like, ooh, there's enough room there.
That's right.
And now there's not. And there's not, and I'm out. And then you're collecting all the cards from those rows, and then they have negative points assigned to them based on the symbols that are on them, and you're trying to get away with no, you get points. You're getting away with the lowest score, I think.
Yes, that's right, yeah.
Yeah. So the symbols equal points, but you're getting the lowest score.
Right. No, it's good. Like, and sometimes that's why if you see even a row that has just like a bunch of low points in it, like, you might be fine with taking that row because it's like they're just a bunch of ones. But like, all the numbers that are like 11, 22, 33, 44, 55, those all have a ton of points.
Yes.
It's like you never want to take the like 55 card. That one's awful.
And this falls in that category of card game where I don't know if it caught on in households more regularly, but like this could very easily become the next kind of Uno or the next better version of Skippo or like it should be there. Like people should be playing this over any of those.
That's right.
Games because it's just
it just has a weird name, Six Nimmt.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. People are like, what?
Does it such a disservice as they never translated it.
That's right.
Well, I don't even know if Nimmt means anything in German. But
no, 6.
Something like that. Yeah.
No, 9. I guess.
Cool. My next game is probably going to be higher up on this guy's list, but that is a game in the Eagle Griffin series. The Eagle Griffin series of games. Game that features just a
designed by Vital Lacerda himself.
That's right. A nice.
Oh, this was before Vital Lacerda came on the scene and just hijacked Eagle Griffin and made them just like charge $160 for a board game
with 18 pages of rules.
Frick.
Yes, this is a simple game with a nice 30-card deck. Perfect if you want to determine if you want to make a Royal Rumble draft. It works perfectly for that.
Right.
This is one thing. Doesn't everyone use board games to
determine
their order in the Royal Rumble draft? That's what I do.
I will now.
This is For Sale. Sale is a game of buying and selling properties. You buy the cardboard box for $1, and at the end of the game, you sell it for $10,000.
That's right.
And you feel real good about yourself.
I got to teach For Sale tonight at the game. Yeah, great. No, I love For Sale. Maybe I'll talk about it in a couple games.
For sure.
All right, next on my list is Lost Cities. So we talked about Lost Cities. Lost Cities is just, again, everything that's been said about it and more. This blew my mind when I first played it.
Right.
I just couldn't believe that there was such fun to be had in a nice little 2-player head-to-head card game situation.
Right.
I just didn't realize that tension of just like, how long can I wait and hold on to this 7 before I find the 6 somewhere?
Yep, exactly.
Love that. Love that so much.
Great game. All right, next up, another, good game. 1982, man. This is Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective.
Hey, I knew this would be on your list.
Obviously. To think that, 1982, because this game is, out of the box. This is a weird game. It's not a board game. It doesn't follow, a lot of the typical kind of games that we might feature on this channel. But it's just fun. It's just a great game about, I was even in Dragon's Den one time and our, local gaming store, and there was somebody that was, a couple, they were buying this, they were looking at it and they were like, oh, I wonder if this game is good. I overheard them. I was like, this is one of my favorite games. That being said, I'm going to give you a few warnings.
Yes.
If you don't like to read pages and pages of stuff, don't buy this game. If you want a game where you're moving around tokens and making decisions and thwarting your opponents, don't buy this game.
Yes.
But if you like reading mystery novels and you think that would be fun to do as a communal activity, and if that sounds like not an awful experience, then you might love this game. They were like, yeah, that sounds like what we want. I was like, then go for it. I never heard back from them, but
That's right. You don't know what happened.
That's right.
I love being that guy at the board game store.
That's right.
All right, it's my turn to talk about For Sale.
Nice.
Yeah, so my number 2, For Sale. I just can't get over the simplicity of this kind of 2-part game. Where you play a game and then how you did in that version of the game directly impacts what you're able to do in the second half of the game. But not necessarily to making it a shoe-in that if you do better in the first half, you're going to do better in the second half. You can still play your cards right and pull off the victory.
That's right.
Even if you didn't get necessarily the highest cards. You need to get a couple of the higher cards.
Right.
But you can finagle things. It's just a matter of playing your cardboard box when the lowest card's a $10,000 note.
That's right, exactly. Especially when your opponents maybe don't play right, or they see a 15,000 and a 14,000 and they play their 30 and their 29.
Yeah.
Both on those times, and you have your 1 and you end up getting 10 and you're like, sweet.
Yeah.
That's great.
You could just teach this, okay, we're just going to do this.
Yep, I've done that.
Okay, and now we're going to do this.
For sure.
Yeah.
I also even just the art is the greatest art, but
fun.
It's so fun. I love just the theme of do you want to live in a cardboard box or do you want to live on the space station?
Yes, that's right.
Like, and you have everything in between. Like, you get
it doesn't take itself too seriously.
That's right. A little RV, a little outhouse shack, igloo somewhere, like, just, yeah. But when you were talking about Wolfgang Kramer, I was sure that you were talking about this game.
I've never played it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, this is my number one game, and this is El Grande.
El Grande.
This is the
area control grandfather.
Control. That's right. That's right. It's just a game played over 9 rounds.
The grandfather of area control.
And yeah, every 3 rounds, you look who has the most people in a given region. And if it's like...
Is the region determined? Like, does it... Or do you look at every region?
Yes, you look at every region, except for one. I think there's one. I think the King's region is not scored. Anyways, I think you do maybe score every region, or maybe sometimes there's different things that maybe exclude a particular region from scoring. But basically what happens is you have like a supply of workers off to the side, and then you have like your own personal pool, and from that personal pool you're putting guys into the board. I think there are guys outside are called the provinces. You have to play a card that like takes guys from the provinces into your like own court, and then you place guys from the court onto the board. But some cards will let you take a lot of guys from your provinces, but like only put a few guys out onto the board. Right. Whereas other cards will let you only get like a few guys from your provinces, but like they might let you go first in turn order because you can kind of pick different actions. So it's kind of like 4 or 5 actions that are available.
Right.
And so it's like, well, if you're the first one, then you get to pick first, but well, even if that card allows me to put 6 guys onto the board and I've only got 2 guys in my pool, that doesn't help me, right? So you're kind of like constantly needing to supply your court so you can put guys onto the pool. And then there's this castle where people just randomly throw things into the castle instead. And then at the end of when it comes to the scoring phase, every player like secretly says, all of my workers in the castle are going to one location. And so like when the castle's revealed, and it's like all of yours, like you think you're winning, Barcelona, and all of a sudden 5 guys from the castle storm into Barcelona.
Does that ruin it, or is that fun? Does it?
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, yeah, I don't. It doesn't take itself, too seriously.
Well,
but
it looks like a.
It does look like a dry kind of Euro. But yeah, there's enough kind of like either you doing stuff. You can move your opponent's pieces as well. Try to shift them over and But just classic area control. El Grande, man, what a game!
So my number one game that was designed before the year 2000 is Chinatown.
Wow.
You just can't get better than this in terms of just like synthesizing just like, how can we just get people so riled up? Mm-hmm. So riled up. I know how. Give them a bunch of stuff and say, trade!
That's right.
Oh, man. And
nobody wants to take your deals.
And again, this is pretty high on my list because we played it recently enough, and it just kind of got... Yeah, I was just like, how could I have gotten rid of this game? How could I have done that? Mm-hmm. I should be ashamed of myself.
You got rid of it?
I got rid of it. A long time ago. Like, before the move.
Okay.
Before the move back, I should say.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. That's Chinatown. Well, party people.
That's a good list. That was fun.
Yeah.
It's funny. We talked about this in a couple of videos ago. We talked about, as the golden age of board game.
Well, I was going to say, it's certainly not before the year 2000.
Right. Maybe not the golden age, but I think it's interesting to be there were still some, even before 2000, if you had said that board gaming, there was a nuclear apocalypse and board gaming just stopped after the year 2000.
Yeah, you'd still be fine.
I'd be I'd be fine playing these games for a long time.
Well, the one thing about this is that there's quite a few of these games that they'd hold up. They just fit right into where we're at.
That's right.
All right, party people, those are our top 10 board games designed before the year 2000. Please let us know what you thought of our list and what you would have put on this list if you were designed. What did we miss? What have we not played that we really should play from this time era? And party people, please, if you like the video, subscribe to the channel. Until next time, party people.
Have a pre-Y2K day.